Hey, what's going on, everybody? I just kind of want to make a quick and somewhat boring video here. It's over my CETME Rifle 308. This video is basically, the only reason I'm doing it is by request from a subscriber of mine. He was wondering as far as the stock on the rifle. He noticed that I had just the H&K retractable stock, and he wasn't sure, what if it was a H&K 33 stock, on the 223 variant or anything like that, and also was wondering, how short it was because, he said he's a, pretty big guy and everything. And also as far as, probably like basically what I had to do, like, as far as to get to work or something. So I'm just basically making it for him, and of course for anybody else who was interested and wanted to know about it. Of course, with these CETMEs, they come with I imagine it's American plastic stock, thick stock, kind of like this OD green stock here. This is supposed to be, I guess, be a H&K, but there's no markings anywhere on it that says it's HK. But of course, it feels like it's better quality than the black plastic one that came on the CETME when you first buy them. But it's basically the same thing. I don't think, except for the CETME one doesn't have the little two holes for the pins for when you remove the pins in the stock to take it apart and to strip it. It's just a way so you don't lose your screws or your push pins. You just stick them in the stock. You take the stock and take it off, and it's always going to be in the stock. You don't have to worry about losing them. But as far as stock goes, this is an actual H&K G3 stock for a G3 battle rifle. Of course, I'll try to get it in focus here. See, it says HK is November '66. So I imagine that's supposed to be the date, I guess. In mine, I just had spray painted it like a flat tape black, just to make it look a little more like the finish of the rifle. But of course this was like, originally when I got it, it was worn out a little bit, and it was more like a bluing, like kind of blue, on a gun, except for this type of paintish color, I don't know what type of finish these rifles have, but it's like, kind of like a paint, I think, It's not like an actual blue, I don't think. But, so yeah, I don't know as far as HK G33 stocks and MP5 stocks. I don't know if they'll fit on the CETME and H&K 91 rifle and PTRs also. I don't know, but I know for the CETMEs, all H&K G3 PTR furniture will fit on this rifle. The handguards, pistol grip, and the stock. The handguards and pistol grip should never need any type of modifications. They're just a drop-in piece. The only one that will require most of the time a little bit of work, which if you're not a gunsmith, don't worry about it. Anybody can do it. It's super simple. I'll just show you since the stock's off. There's this little plastic, I imagine it's plastic, tip a little ring around here, right on the end of the spring. That right there. First, when you first get, the new stock, for your CETME, try pushing it in the rifle and put the pins in. If you can, with ease, then go ahead and cycle the gun, lock the bolt carrier back and lift it up. And if you can do it and the carrier will be all the way back, then you should be good to go. But if it won't, then you have to file this. Just get a file, just sand it down all the way around this ring, just a little bit. You don't have to go too crazy about it, just go a little at a time. And basically what I would do, it's the easiest, is just to take the actual bolt carrier out of the gun and then slide this through. You'll see the hole, on the top here, on the bolt carrier. And just try to slide this whole spring right through the whole carrier itself. Just right out of the gun. Just take everything out, the guts out, and then try doing that right through the hole in the bolt carrier. And if it goes through, without too much force to push it through, then you should be good to go. So if it's still too tight where you can't get this whole spring through here in the bolt carrier, just keep filing a little more, and then once you do enough, you should be able to put the stock on, drop the pins in, and then to test it, just pull the bolt carrier back, and then lock it up, and if the carrier is all the way back, then you're good to go. Because I had the problem when I first, did it, and the carrier would only come back so far and it wouldn't move. Then I knew I had to file this little ring down a little more. So super simple. Should have no problems with that. And as far as the differences in the stock, there's really nothing. I think they're all pretty much fairly the same. So hopefully it helps that person out and anybody else that may have some concerns or something. But as far as the length of pull, he was also wondering, well, I'm about like 6'2", about pretty fat, no, 240 pounds or so, but so I'm a decent sized guy, and I find the length of pull to be, good for me. I'm pretty happy with it. With this stock though, it is not the most comfortable, especially with how short this butt is, but compared to this one, But as far as the length of pull, as you can try to do a rough little guess here, and you can see it's just right about the same. So there's really not much difference between a fixed stock and the collapsible stock as far as length of pull. It's about the same. But for comfort-wise, this is much comfortable. Summertime, it's not bad, but in the wintertime, the steel, if you're outside, it gets really, really cold, and your cheeks on it, and when you're shooting, it's very uncomfortable. So in the wintertime, if I ever shoot this gun, I'll most definitely always have this stock on. But other than that, I really love the look of the stock, so I always keep this one on. He was also wondering as far as, can you adjust it? And, well, not really. It's only got two settings. One is the stock all the way collapsed and all the way fully extended. That's it. There's no, intermediate, type of notches. I'm sure if you had, the right tools and stuff and you kind of really looked at it closely, of course you won't be able to see it now, but if you take the stock off, you can kind of, right here is where it like locks into place, but on, underneath, and on the part of the rail, or I don't know what you would call it, but just part of this portion of the stock. I'm sure you could actually grind and cut off some notches back here more. So if you wanted it, maybe a little more collapsed, but as far as lengthwise, this is as far as you're going. So I hope it helps this person out or anybody else that has any questions. And of course, it ended up being a little longer video than expected. But so if anybody has any questions, feel free to send me a message. And thanks for watching. Have a good one.